From mocking reporters for asking dumb questions,
You guys need to have balls again, which you don't.
to destroying interviewers for not showing any respect.
Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
Of course it does.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
These are times comedians shut down disrespectful interviewers, starting things off with Bill Burr, because he had the chance to shut down some interviewers who wanted to turn what should have been a normal interview into a political commentary. Burr is known for speaking his mind whenever he does his comedy routines, and it's something he has translated into the shows he's worked on. But he's made it clear that he prefers to keep his opinions to himself outside of work. And this was perfectly shown when reporters decided to barrage him with inappropriate questions while attending the latest Mark Twain ceremony. They started off by asking him about the Luigi situation. However, it was clear that Bill was in no mood to give them a story, immediately firing back.
Tell us about your reaction to Luigi Mangione. I was reading up, that perhaps you've been supportive of what he did. What is your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it. Because I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of
Some
people said.
took it that way. So could you clarify what you think?
No,
about
I'm not
it?
going to just have some controversial moments so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
Then, a second reporter tried to get him to talk about the attacks on Tesla cars, but he just ended up getting shut down even harder.
What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't
that's
watch the
going on
news.
at Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back.
Just like Bill Burr, Cat Williams had a heated moment with an interviewer for trying to get a bit too personal for his liking. See, Williams isn't afraid of talking about controversial topics during shows and interviews, but his personal life is always off limits. In fact, he usually tells interviewers beforehand what topics not to talk about if they don't want things to go down, like with the radio show host Wanda Smith. Things started off well enough, with the comic joking around the host's cooking skills.
For me, I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli, and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
Shut up.
Is that the only step in broccoli? Heat up water?
Whatever.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in...
However, she quickly fired back by talking about his recent arrest on a misdemeanor battery charge a few years back, to which he just went off on her.
And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
Yes,
big in
ma'am.
prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison
Okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
After that, Williams kept on throwing savage jabs at her to make it clear he was not to be disrespected, leaving everyone in the studio in stitches.
If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Citgo or Quick Trip at any point. If you buy 2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
But Chelsea Handler was much more serious when she destroyed Piers Morgan for being disrespectful to her during an interview. After coming back from a commercial break, Chelsea commented on Morgan's poor interviewing skills, since he would barely pay attention to what she was saying.
Commercial break. I want your viewers to know. They must know because they're probably following you on Twitter. You can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention. That's
Well,
more
but
an issue
that's
for you
not
than
my
me.
problem.
Well, it is your problem.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your
If
show.
they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for
Of course
this
it
job.
does.
And she later followed it with a blunt statement on the state of Morgan's show.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Don't want to cross you, do we?
I don't know. Do you?
And while Chelsea Handler had a one-on-one standoff with a single host, Ricky Gervais managed to stand his ground against 5 hosts who tried to get him canceled. The View is a show known for having hosts who constantly try to put their guests in a tough spot, especially when it has to do with sensitive topics. When Gervais went on the show, he was there only to talk about his upcoming comedy special. But Joy Behar went straight into trying to call him out for using comedy she thought was offensive.
Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Instead of bowing his head, Gervais stood his ground against Behar, since she completely misunderstood the joke.
Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age.
Oh.
Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see.
He then went ahead and shot down any further attempts to misquote his words.
I'm defending my motives, not the joke. I stand by the joke. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to apologise for, but that's not the joke. I think if you're going to criticise, you've got to understand the joke before you can.
Another big comedian who had to go off on an interviewer for trying to use wokeness against him was Jerry Seinfeld. Being the richest comedian in the world right now, he's had to deal with a lot of criticism from interviewers who just want to put him on the spot for jokes he's said. One of these interviews happened back in 2014, as he sat down with BuzzFeed editor to talk about his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and the Seinfeld reunion during his Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, hello, Newman.
But the questions quickly went to the woke side as the interviewer asked him about his preference when choosing guests.
I've noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males of 22 episodes.
Yeah, let's get into that.
From there, the comedian promptly shut him down by pointing out the irony in the room.
But you take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? Oh, this really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me
He then went on to give a very blunt reason as to how he chooses his guests.
It's just funny, you know. Funny is the world that I live in. You're funny, I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested. Okay. And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that, but everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? You know, I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
Actress Tiffany, on the other hand, had to shut down a disrespectful interviewer who wanted to ask her offensive questions. This happened during the 2022 Vanity Fair Oscar party, right after the infamous Will Smith slap. Once there, Haddish was approached by a reporter who asked her a question about her wardrobe. However, the interview quickly got tense after the actress took offense at the way the question was framed.
Did we do a little costume change?
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not, no one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom.
Despite the reporter's attempts at recovering the situation, Haddish still wasn't done with her.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it looked like.
In the case of Shane Gillis, he had to silence other comedians for stepping way out of line and disrespecting him. This whole altercation happened when Shane went to Andrew Schultz's podcast back in January 2024 to talk about his overall success and his upcoming appearance in Saturday Night Live as a host after being fired from the show. But things quickly took a turn when they began to use videos of people with Down syndrome to make fun of him.
Bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude. This is
Yo! Let's see it. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Bro, you look good. Is this from West Point?
That actually is.
Oh, nice.
You guys, and you know what?
That's his rival's profile picture. Shane, can we click the video? I just want to hear the sound. I just want to hear the sound.
It's a zoo. It's a
Yeah.
Sure, Gillis constantly talks about the topic during his routines, but it always comes from a place of love.
I do have family members with Down syndrome.
It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
So, when he felt like they were taking it too far, an enraged Gillis went off on everyone in the room for seeing it as something bad.
Yeah. That's wild.
These guys are
Really?
awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys
Yeah.
to sit here and be like,
Wait a minute.
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude. That's
We're
that's
mocking
a dude.
you. We're mocking
by
you. Yeah,
by
yeah.
using them as an insult. You're-
Using?
Yeah.
We're using you.
So you're insulting them by saying I look like them, or
We're
you're insulting me
you.
by saying I look
yeah.
like them.
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing is not. It's not like.
It's not PC.
That's not cool.
Just like with Shane Gillis, Bill Maher had the opportunity to take down some of the hosts in the talk show he was invited for trying to misquote him. She started off by calling him out for the remarks he had made about woke culture.
Woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
Little did she know that she completely missed the point, leading Mayer to completely shut her down since she should have done better research about it before correcting what she wanted to say.
But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left
Or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, they're
Okay,
not woke.
but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke. But,
Too dark. Too dark.
well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Similarly, Trevor Noah had to shut down a disrespectful interviewer who wanted to criticize the way he did his show. Just like Bill Maher, Noah is famous for his time on a comedy show where he delivers serious news with a humorous twist. During an interview with a reporter from BBC News, he was asked if people would take offense to him using comedy with serious topics.
You in some way do use mockery, fake incredulity and exaggeration, that perhaps you're treading a fine line yourself.
So, he had to set things straight by saying that he made it clear that everything was a parody on real news shows, and that in no way could people see it as fake news.
Because we are operating in the space of news parody and satire. When you talk about fake news, the biggest difference is it never tells you that it is fake news. We let you know from the beginning. We are on Comedy Central. I tell you from the very get-go who I am. There is no facade.
From there, he went on to say that even if he's making jokes, he still does the best research possible to always get the facts right, setting the record straight about the interviewer's horrible line in questioning.
One thing we do maintain is factual accuracy. And that is a standard and a legacy that I've inherited from Jon Stewart, and I keep it. And I keep it not because of moral high ground, I keep it because I believe the best jokes are based in truth. And so when your truth foundation is solid, you will find that your jokes connect with more people.
She then kept doing the interview by talking about the recent election, to which Noah pointed out how it was a great example about what she was criticizing about him.
This is interesting because look at you now as a news person. You are in the uncomfortable position where you have to appear to not say anything that implies anything, even though it is laid out before us. So I ask you this question. You will go, somebody is not racist, nor are they a white. No, I'm just saying, if you say, I'm saying as an example, someone goes, you're not far right, you're not, but I go, but if you surround yourself with those people, if you are at meetings with these people, if these people are having events where they are hiling, if the rhetoric that is around you completely is that, are you not that?
As for Russell Brand, he not only corrected the interviewers for being outright disrespectful to him, but he also made sure to put every single one of them in their place. The British actor and comedian appeared on Morning Joe back in 2013 to promote his upcoming comedy special, The Messiah Complex. Things started up as usual, with Brand talking with people around the table about the topics he touched on during his special.
I'm talking about Malcolm X, Che Guevara, Gandhi, and Jesus Christ, and how these figures are significant culturally, and how icons are appropriated and used to designate consciousness and meaning, particularly posthumously.
However, the interview quickly went south when the comedian took offense at the way they were all treating him during the show, since they were talking about him in third person and making fun of both his looks and his accent.
I think this is my first
brand experience.
Yeah. I think it's not listening to him, it's experience. It's just sort of taking it all in.
You are talking about me as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extraterrestrial. You know I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy. We're just sort of admiring the whole, it's the whole thing, isn't it?
Well, thank you for your casual objectification.
So, Brand went ahead and led an extremely awkward and unprofessional exchange with all of the hosts while calling them out for not giving him the respect he deserved.
You shouldn't say he when a person is present. You should refer to the person by their name. That's basic good manners.
That is where Willie is heading.
Who is Willie?
I don't know. Okay, Russell Brand.
Is this what you all do for a living?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm here
professional.
Okay, well, let me help you. I'm here to promote a tour called Messiah Complex. It's here for the people of America. I want the people of America to come and see me do stand-up. Go to russellbrand.tv where you can purchase tickets to see me. These people, I'm sure, are typically very, very good at their job. What is it? You're conveying news to the people of America.
Yes.
People of America, we're going to be okay. Everything's all right.
But instead of getting the message by then, they all kept on talking over him as if he wasn't there, leading to one final takedown from Brand before being forced to go to commercials.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I understand everything he said.
No, it's because you're looking at him. When you don't see him and you don't see the lips
I
moving,
understand the whole thing.
Stop saying he. I'm present. Russell. What's wrong with your manners?
You're good.
Be polite.
Good.
I'm coming in tomorrow with a big necklace and I'm opening it up.
Look beyond the superficial. That's the problem with current affairs. You forget about what's important. You allow the agenda to be decided by superficial information. What am I saying? What am I talking about? Don't think about what I'm wearing. These things are redundant.
I'm distracted.
Superficial.
Okay.
Don't be distracted. What do you think that gesture means, the way you're touching that bottle? What does that indicate? What is that? What's the subtext of that?
I think we gotta go to break.
Let's move back to Bill Burr because he got into a heated exchange with Bobby Lee while being a guest on his podcast. Just like Burr, Bobby is a veteran comedian with decades of experience, going from doing small gigs in random bars to showing up in multiple Hollywood movies throughout his career. However, all of that experience didn't make him a particularly good interviewer, and Burr had to call him out for his lack of professionalism when dealing with guests.
Right, but Bill, bro, listen, dude.
Don't bro, dude. Me.
No, I'm gonna bro do you, dude. I'll tell you why, dude.
Am I bowing to you?
No. I don't want you to
talk
bow
to me in bro white speak. Listen, bro, dude. What are you fucking doing here?
I'm not afraid, bro. And check it out. I'm going to keep doing it.
Throughout the whole show, he kept putting him in check every time he tried to be condescending to him during the podcast, to which Bobby could only reply by laughing it out. But Burr was clearly annoyed by the treatment he was getting.
I'm going to say something right. You walked up this fucking driveway.
Why are you pointing at me? I came over here during rush hour to do your podcast.
That, and I'm grateful that you're here.
Nothing but a red line the whole way over here. It's like,
I know.
Is this how you wind your guests up?
You came up defensive. You came up the fucking driveway defensive.
No, I didn't. I came up open. You asked me what was going on. I told you what was going on. I said we weren't going to talk about it on the podcast. And here you go. I didn't know you were going to just turn around and lie about it.
And while Bill Burr went against an inexperienced podcaster, Ricky Gervais told Jimmy Fallon what everyone thinks about his perfect host routine. Back in 2017, Gervais went to The Fallon Show to promote his upcoming Netflix movie, but he quickly set the grounds for the whole interview by calling the host out for doing the same routine with every single celebrity that shows up.
Oh, thank you very much, by the way. I look great.
Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it wasn't.
You see, this is the thing with you. It's a talk show. Oh, you look great. Even though, look at me. Of course I don't look great. Look.
Despite Jimmy's multiple attempts to trail back to the interview, Gervais just kept on talking about whatever topic he had in mind, letting him know that it was his talk show now.
But yeah. I really want to get to talking about this Netflix movie that we have. This is true as well, right? This is how mad the world's got. A few months ago, there was a school in London that wanted to ban the word obese. Ban the word obese.
However, all of that is nothing compared to Patrice O'Neal shutting down a disrespectful reporter who wanted to censor comedy. This happened all the way back in 2006, when O'Neal, during a segment of Fox News where they talked about how a couple of radio show hosts were fired for making inappropriate jokes while on the air. Alongside the comedian, there was also Sonia Osorio, representing the side that supported actions being taken against people who say offensive things on the radio. Every time she opened her mouth to say something negative about things she considered to be offensive, O'Neal just shot her down by telling her that they were only jokes that weren't meant for her, so she couldn't really criticize them.
She has an entire encyclopedia of her stance on it, but it's no passion involved. It's not a real, this is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and fired and fired. Name calling. I'm outraged. I am outraged.
You should be.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
you know what? People are feeling a new sense of entitlement.
Who are these people?
Decency.
This went on until she tried to break down one of his more inappropriate jokes, only to be corrected for every word she said. He then went ahead and defended freedom of speech for comedians, since they should be able to say whatever they want as long as they're trying to be funny about it.
Yeah, Patrice says that if you're having sex with a woman, doggy style, and if you hit her in the head just the right time.
No, it's ejaculate in her eye and kick her in the shin, and she walks around like, arg! It's the angry pirate. That's what she was trying to say.
A violent act of hitting her in the back of her head, her body.
It's called the donkey punch.
Which will then.
Why are you laughing? She's outraged. It's called the donkey punch. It's whole humor that she has no clue what it is.
But we're still not done with Bill Burr, since he got into a joke battle with a fellow comedian, Jon Lovitz, only this time it was with Burr being the interviewer. This happened back in February 2024 when Lovitz dropped by to be on Burr's podcast. However, have a similar sense of humor, and they've been known to scrap with one another on every chance they get. They still got serious when Lovitz began to take jabs at Burr out of nowhere. Halfway through the podcast, Lovitz kept on trying to attack Burr's looks. Despite it shifting from confrontation to comedy, one comedian had the whole audience in stitches after messing with another guest, and a host almost got into a fight with zoo animals on live TV. So click this video to see the funniest moments in talk show history.